exactly yesterday in terms कि उनके क्रिएटर ने क्यों मना किया, but we have played. इससे पहले 4 मैचेस हम खेल चुके हैं और किसी ने हमको मना नहीं किया था, और इतनी क्रिकेट सब खेले हैं और इतनी बार जाके विकेट देखी है कोचेस और कैप्टन ने. आई डोंट नो व्हाट द फर्स्ट वाज ऑल अबाउट.
Shubman, if you look at this series has been between 2 test matches there are a gap of 8 days and 9 days, but some of the other test matches we have seen a turnaround time of just 3 days, and it has taken a toll on their bowlers. You can see the Indian 11 also in our case also. So do you think that when scheduling of a 5-match series needs to be much more very much more what can I say, customized?
Sir, also one of the most important things in this series has been that all the matches have gone up till 5 days, and not just 5 days. The last session of the 5 days. I can't remember a series where all the 4 test matches that were played went up until that last of a moment. So it's definitely hard. 3 days is too less of a turnaround when both the teams are playing such a hard cricket. But then if you also, we understand, if you keep giving 5 or 6 days after every match, the tour becomes it becomes very long. So yes, it is something that I think the decision has been taken by the boards, and we trust the decision that they take.
Shubman, what are your thoughts on Jasprit? Because he bowled 1 innings in Manchester, and after this test match, we've got a month off. So when you think in terms of workload management also, nothing before the Asia Cup series decider on the line. He had not played in Birmingham. Is that enough rest for him to turn up for one final time, or how are you all thinking about that?
So we're going to take a decision tomorrow. The wicket looks pretty keen, so we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. Shubman, this has been a long series, and as you said, all matches have gone to the last session. How does it affect you as mentally, and how much does it suck out of you? There has been a lot of edginess between the teams as well. Does that impact, that playing such grueling series, or does that influence your behavior on the field also, that outburst that happens?
Not really, I think once you're done with the match, you're done with the match, and you move on to the next one, and you want to play the next one as competitive and as best as you can. And for us, I can say it doesn't really matter what we have done in the last match, good or bad. Whatever's happened in the last match has gone by. We want to move on, and we want to perform the best in the next one that we can.
Shubman, as a player, you've been involved in 5-match series earlier, but this is the first time as a captain, and you've come to a very hard country like England, and as you said, it's all gone to the last hour. So, as a captain, physically, mentally, and emotionally, what kind of toll has this taken in comparison to, say, being just a player?
It's been very exciting, and I'm one day before the last test match. I'm here, and I'm very excited and looking forward to play the last test match and hopefully win this one. Level the series for us. It would be a great achievement for us.
Shubman Gill, obviously you would rather focus on yourselves, but the fact that Ben Stokes is not playing the competitor that he is, the influence that he's had on the series, how do you look at the fact that he won't be lining up over the next 5 days?
A big miss for definitely England. I think the way whenever he comes on to bowl or bat, he always makes things interesting. He always makes something happen. So from their perspective, I think it is definitely a loss for them. But having said that, the players who come in to play for the country, they are as competitive, and they bring as much as to the table as any of the players.
Shubman, I appreciate you've answered already, but can I ask you in English what you made of Gambia's outburst yesterday, and is he under pressure given everything, the toil that this series has taken on everyone?
Not really. I mean, if a pitch creator is going to come and ask us to not look at the wicket and look at the wicket from 3 meters from behind, that's not something that has happened to us before. We've been playing cricket for such a long time, and as long as, like I said, as long as you are under rubber spikes or you're barefoot, you're allowed to look at the wicket from close quarters, and that's the job of the coach and the captain. So I don't know why the creator didn't let us or didn't allow us to do that.
Hi Shubman, number 3 has been a little bit of a concern, if that's the word, for you guys, and also the fact when you have a lot of youngsters making their debut and and a lot not so memorable performances, how do you handle them? Like as a captain, we have always spoken about being communicating well and having your back around them. So how do you back youngsters when they don't have a good day in the office or something like that?
He scored a half century in the last test match, didn't he? So I don't think he had a bad game. He had a good game. He got out on the first ball in the second innings. That can happen to any player. But I think someone was telling me I think he scored a half century in outside of India after 2 or 3 years. So that's a big plus for us.
Shubman, while you go into the series with the opportunity to draw the series, you said it's a great achievement. Can you just kind of elaborate on that? How much you've learned yourself as a captain, as well as the kind of team that now you can foresee in the future developing into, like, why and how significant this 2-all would be for you, an Indian team?
Very significant. I mean, if you look at the kind of cricket that we have played, sometimes the scorecard of the series, as in where we are in the series, doesn't determine that. I think every match that we have played, it was very difficult to decide which team is going to win after 4 days of cricket. If we are able to do that for every match for 4 matches coming outside of India with a relatively young team, I think it is going to be a big achievement for us if we are able to level the series. And the series has been a great learning curve for me. There are some things that you can only learn from experience, and I've learned so much from these 4 matches that we have played, and hopefully we're going to finish on a high.
शुभमन, थकान हो या इंजरी हो, उसकी वजह से उनके 4 बॉलर की विकेट जैसे गई है ये मैच के लिए, हमारा क्या हाल है? क्योंकि 2 दिन का एक्स्ट्रा रेस्ट भी मिला है हमारे बॉलर्स को, तो इसका क्या फर्क पड़ेगा?
जी सर, फर्क पड़ता है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है जब हमने भी आई थिंक 160 ओवर के आसपास फील्डिंग की थी. इजी नहीं होता जब आप 3 दिन फील्डिंग करते हो, और स्पेशली ऐसी विकेट्स पे जहाँ पे फास्ट बॉलिंग ज्यादा यूज होती है स्पिनर से. तो आई थिंक हमारे फास्ट बॉलर्स और हमारी टीम दे आर इन अ गुड स्पेस. लकीली हमारे उतने प्लेयर अनअवेलेबल नहीं हैं जितने उनके हैं, बट हैविंग सेड दैट, हम अभी जो हमारा प्लेइंग हमारा कॉम्बिनेशन, मैं कल नहीं आया था, एक बार आज आके विकेट देख के, और कैसा वेदर रहने वाला अगले 5 दिन वो भी इम्पोर्टेंट रहेगा, तो वो देख के आज शाम को हम अपना कॉम्बिनेशन और प्लेइंग 11 डिसाइड करेंगे.
Shubman, first look of the wicket, you're saying that you'll decide later, but England have not gone ahead with their specialist spinner Liam Dawson for this game. Are India going to think on those lines, and what's the status with Arshdeep? Could we see a debut for him tomorrow?
Like I said, we're going to take a decision on the playing 11 later this evening. And yes, they haven't gone with the front line spinner, but I think Bethel and Root, they're gonna have their spinning options with them. And luckily for us, Washington and Jadeja, they have done such a good job with the bat and with the bowl. So it's on their front, it's a no-brainer for us. We're gonna. He is being asked to get ready. Like I said, we're going to take a decision later this evening. I'll go have a look at the wicket. I haven't had a chance to look at the wicket, see how the weather is going to be in the next 5 days, and then take a decision.
Captain, if you can specify, what's the main reason that has convinced you to play a batting option till number 8, and not a specialist bowler so far in the series?
I mean, if you look at Washington, he is someone who gives us so much control with the bowling, and his batting's been a really, really, really big plus for us. And we are fortunate to have players like that in our team, who can prevent a collapse whenever it happens. In the lower middle order, we have seen that that was one of the areas where we thought we needed some work, our lower middle order, and with him coming in, I think we have improved that area.
Shubman, there have been several incidents throughout this series of teams sort of coming together or arguing on the field. How would you describe the relationships between the England and India teams?
I think the relation is fantastic, but when you are on the field, you're trying to win a game at the end of the day, and both the teams have been very competitive. And sometimes when you are competitive, in the heat of the moment, you do or say things that you might not do. But I think once the match is over, there is mutual respect between both the teams.
So there were no regrets for anything that's gone on the field?
No, not at all.
Just on that, there have been 3 incidents at Lord's and at the end of the last game and then again yesterday. Are you looking at those as separate incidents, each individually, or do you think that over your trip, maybe the hospitality hasn't been the level that you would expect?
No, nothing of that sort. I think these are 3 very separate moments, not correlated at all. I think I've already explained what happened at Lord's and about even the incident that happened on the last day in the previous test match. I've given my thoughts and opinions on that. And what happened yesterday, I thought is just absolutely unnecessary. I mean, it's not the first time that we were having a look at the wicket. And we have been here for almost, I think, 2 months. And like I said, a coach has every right to be able to go close quarters and have a look at the wicket. And I didn't think that there was anything wrong with that. I actually don't know why the curator would not allow us to go have a look at the wicket.
Shubman, you just spoke about having all-rounders in your team in the lower middle order. As a captain, what kind of challenges is it for you to sort of, if you have 6 bowling options, to, ration the number of overs over 6 options? What are the thoughts that go through, and how do you decide game by game?
It's very difficult, when you're playing 6 bowlers, you know that 1 or 2 bowlers are definitely going to go under bowled, because you have to sometimes. What I felt in the series, like in the last match, a lot of people also felt that Washington would have come in earlier, which is a valid point. But sometimes when you are out in the middle, you see with this ball, when there are 2 spinners bowling early in the innings, it's very hard to maintain the ball, and the fast bowlers go out of the game for about 8 to 10 overs, because then you again need to maintain the ball. So in hindsight, yeah, there would always be opinions, and there would always be thoughts, you could have done this, could have done that. But what matters is when you are out there in the middle, you want to be able to make a decision that you think would suit the best for that moment. And when you're playing with 6 bowling options, there would definitely be some opinions where, one bowler is going to go under bowled. But it's good to have more bowling options rather than not having bowling options, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.